Hello my students, how are you? Today we'll talk about Unit 7 from your book. Look at with me about your book, open it with me. Unit 7, Adding and Subtraction Fraction. Concept 7, 1. Adding and Subtraction Fraction with a like denominator. Lesson 1, find a like denominator using the LCM list common multiplication, such that 3 over 5 plus 2 over 5 plus 2 over 5. We have the similar denominator here, so we must write 5 in denominator and find the result about numerator. 3 plus 2 equal 5, 5 over 5, 5 divided by 5 equal 1. Result will be equal 1. And what about least common multiplication, about such that 2 over 3 plus 2 over 5. We can find the least common multiplication about 3 and 5. It will be 15. Because 5 can't be divided by 3, so we can find the least common multiplication between 5 and 3 by multiplication them, because we have two prime numbers. Okay, so we write here 15 and it will be 15. Ask yourself, 3 times what equal 15? 3 times 5 equal 15. 2 times 5 equal 10, and 5 it will be 15 by multiplied by 3. 3 times 2 equals 6. The result will be what? We know 10 plus 6 equals 16, and we can write 15 in denominator here. We know 16 over 15 it's greater than, it's improper fraction. We must convert it from improper fraction to mixed number. We can write 15 in denominator here, 16 divided by 15 equal 1 and remainder 1. So the result will be 1 and 1 over 15. We will talk about these properties about lesson 1. Find like denominator using a least common multiplication, and lesson 2, estimating sums and difference of fractions. Lesson 3, using models to add and subtraction fraction with a like denominator, and lesson 4, adding and subtraction fraction with a like denominator, part 1. Lesson 5, adding and subtraction fraction with a like denominator, part 2. Lesson 6, solving story problems with fraction. Okay, look at with me about page number 1. Look at here. Unit 7, adding and subtraction fraction. Finding like denominator using least common multiplication. Look at with me about this question here. Using least common multiplication, find the smallest like denominator here. 4 over 9 and 2 over 3. Find the smallest like denominator for the fraction listed, then change each fraction so that each fraction is rewriting with the smallest like denominator. We can find least common multiplication between 9 and 3. We know 9 divided by 3. 9 can divide by 3. Here, question number 1. 4 over 9 and 2 over 3. We can find the least common multiplication about them. It will be 9, because 9 can divide by 3. 9 divided by 3 equals 3. So the least common multiplication between 4 over 9 and 2 over 3 is 9. You must convert the second fraction here by multiplication by 3 numerator and denominator. 2 over 3. It will be what? We can write 9 in denominator, and 3 times 3 equals 9. 3 times 2 equals 6. So the result will be 6 over 9. Okay? It's the least common multiplication about question number 1. He asked about the least common multiplication only. Okay? And what about question number 2? 1 over 3 and 2 over 7. The least common multiplication between them equal 21, because 7 can't be divided by 3. So you must find the least common multiplication between 5 and 7 and 3 by multiplication them. 7 times 3 equal 21. So we must convert third. It will be 21 in denominator, and 2 over 7 we can write 21 in denominator. Ask yourself, 3 times what equal 21? 3 times 7 equal 21. So 1 times 7 equals 7, and then 7 times 3 equals 21. 3 times 2 equals 6. So we can change it, the two fractions here, by multiplication 7 by numerator and denominator about the first fraction here, and multiplication 3 to numerator and denominator is the second fraction here. Okay, so the least common multiplication between them it will be 21. Okay, because 7 can't be divided by 3, so you must find the least common multiplication between them by multiplication 7 and 3. 7 times 3 equal 21. It's the least common multiplication between two numbers here. Okay, what about question number 3? We have here 1 over 5 and 1 over 4. We can write least common multiplication between 5 and 4. Ask yourself, what's the least common multiplication between them? We know 5 can be divided by 4. So we must find the least multiplication by multiplication them. Least common multiplication between 5 and 4, it will be 20. Okay, it will be what? 20, because 5 plus 5 equal 10. 10 can be divided by 4, and then we can add 5 again. 5 plus 10 equal 15. 15 can be divided by 4, and so the least steps here, we can add 5 to the number. It will be 20, or you can find the least common multiplication but 5 by 5 and 4 by multiplication them. The result will be 20. So the least common multiplication between 5 and 4 equal 20. Okay, again, 5 times 4 equal 20, because 5 is prime number, can't be divided by 4, so we must multiplication two numbers here. 5 times 4 equal 20, so the least common multiplication between them equal 20. Okay, and we can change first fraction here. 5 times 4 equal 20. 4 times 1 equal 4, and write 20 here. 4 times 5 equal 20, and 1 times 5 equal 5. So the first fraction will be 4 over 10, and second fraction will be 5 over 20. And what about 2 over 9 and 7 over 12? We can find the least common multiplication by 9 and 12. Who can tell me? 2 over 9, and it was question number 4. Okay, 2 over 9 and 7 over 12. 12 can be divided by 9, so we must add 12 to 12. 24. 24 can be divided by 9. Then we must add 12 again to 24. The result will be 36. So the least common multiplication between 9 and 12 is 36. Least common multiplication equal 36, because 12 plus 12 equal 24. 24 can be divided by 9. We must add 12 again to 24. The result will be 36. 36 can be divided by 9. 36 divided by 9 equal 4. So the least common multiplication between them equal 36. We can write here 36 in the numerator in the first fraction and 36 in the second fraction here. Ask yourself, 9 convert to 36 by multiply by 4. 4 times 2 equal 8, and 12 times 3 equal 36. 36 here, it's meaning 12 times 3. And then we can find the number in numerator by multiply by 3 to these digits here. 3 times 7 equal 21. Again, 4 times 9 equal 36, and 4 times 2 it will be 8. And what about 12? 12 convert to 36 by multiply by 3. 3 times 7 equal 21. Okay, so the least common multiplication between two digits here, 9 and 12, is 36. Okay, and the first fraction convert it to 8 over 36, and second fraction convert it to 21 over 36. Look at question number 5 here. 5 over 6 and 3 over 8. Look at here to the numerator. 8 and 6. 8 can't be divided by 6. So we must find the least common multiplication. We must find the least common multiplication between two denominator here. 8 can't be divided by 6. So we must add 8 to 8. 8 plus 8 equals 16. 16 can be divided by 6. Add again 8 to 16. It will be 24. 24 can be divided by 8 and 6. So the least common multiplication between them, it will be 24. First, we can convert the first here, the numerator, 24, and second denominator 24. And 5 multiplied 4 equal 20. 5 multiplied by 4 equal 20. Why? Because 4 times 6 equal 24. And what about 8 times 3 equal 24. 3 times 3 equal what? Equal 9. Then we have here two fractions. The least common multiplication between them is 24. Okay, and what about question here number 6? Question number 6. He asked about 2 over 3 and 1 over 4. we can find the least common multiplication between them. 4 can't divide by 3. Look at the greatest denominator here. Ask yourself, is 4 can divide by 3 or not? 4 can't divide by 3. So we must add 4 to 4. The result will be 12. 12 can divide by 3. Again, 4 plus 4 equal 8. 8 can't divide by 3. So we must add 4 again to 8. 8 plus 4 equal 12. 12 can divide by 3. So the least common multiplication between them, it will be 12. We can write here 12 in the first, and the second write here 12. 3 times 4 equal 12, and 2 times 4 equal 8. 4 times 3 equal 12. 1 times 3 equal 3. So the least common multiplication between them, it will be 12. Okay, and what about question number 7? Look at question number 7 with me here. Question 7. 3 over 4 and second fraction 5 over 12. We can find the least common multiplication between 4 and 12. Ask it yourself. The greatest number here, 12. Can divide by 4 or not? We know 12 can divide by 4. So the least common multiplication between 12 and 4 is 12. And we can convert the first denominator here, it will be 12. And the second fraction here, write 5 over 12. Don't change this fraction because we write here 12 in denominator. And the first fraction here, 4, it will be 12 by multiply by 3. 3 times 3 equal 9. 9 over 12 and 5 over 12. Okay, we change it. The first fraction here by multiply by 3 to numerator and denominator to convert to 9 over 12. It was question number 7. Look at with me about question number 8. Question 8 here, 5 over 8 and 7 over 12. Ask yourself, can you tell me the least common multiplication between them? We know 12 can divide by 8, so we must add 12 to 12. 12 by 12 plus 12 equal 24, and 24 can divide by 8. So we must change the denominator here to will be 24. 3 times 8 equal 24, and 3 times 5 equal 15. Then the result will be 15 over 24. And here 12 times 2 equal 24. 2 times 7 equal 14. So we must change it. The two fraction here by denominator 24. Least common multiplication between them equal 24. Question number 1 here, estimating sum and difference estimation. Okay, look at with me about here 3 over 7 plus 3 over 5. We can estimate sum and difference between two fraction here. Ask yourself, what about difference between them? Or what about the result if you add them by estimating? We must using benchmark 0 and half and 1. First, we must find half of denominator. Look at with me about this method. First, we can find the half of 7. It will be 3.5. And write here 0 and write 7. Okay, and then ask yourself, 3 nearest to what? 0 or 3.5? 3 nearest to what? 3.5. So we must write here 1 over 2. We can use estimate by using benchmarks. Okay, and 3 over 5, ask yourself, what is the half of 5? It will be 2.5. And we can write 0 here and 5. Ask yourself, 3 nearest to what? 2.5 or 5 of 0? 3 nearest to 2.5. So it will be nearest to 2 half. Okay, then the result will be 1 by using estimation. Estimating by using benchmarks. Again, 3 over 7 nearest to 2 half. And 3 over 5 nearest to 2 half. Then half plus half equal 1. Again, question number 2. Look at with me about question number 2 here. Okay, it's very easy. Pay attention about this method. It's very easy. Okay, I will explain it again, and you must thinking about estimation. Okay, my students, look at here. 5 over 6 subtract by 7 over 12. First, we must ask it yourself, what about the half of 6? We know half of the digit 6 here, it will be 3. And then we can write here 0 and write 6. If 5 nearest to 3, it will be half and 5. If this digit nearest to 0, the estimation will be 0. If this digit nearest to 6, the result will be 1. Ask yourself, 5 nearest to what? 3 or 0 or 6? 5 nearest to 6. So we can estimate this fraction to 1. And what about 7 over 12? Ask yourself, what about half of 12? Half of 12, it will be 6. And then we can write here 0 and write 12. Ask yourself, 7 nearest to 6 or 12? 7 nearest to 6. So we must write half. If this digit nearest to 0, we must estimate to 0. If this digit nearest to 12, we must write 1. But 7 is nearest to 6. It's the half of 12, so we must write 1 here. 1 over 2. 1 subtract by half, the result will be half. Question number 3. Look at with me about question number 3 here. 4 over 9 plus 7 over 8. Ask yourself, 4 nearest to what? Half of 9 or 9 or 0? We know half of 9, it will be 4.5. So 4 is nearest to half of 9. So we can write 4 over 9, it will be nearest to 2 half, because 4 nearest to half of 9. Okay, and ask yourself, what about 8? Half of this digit will be 4. And we can write here 0 and 8. Ask yourself, 7 nearest to 8 or 4? 7 is nearest to 8. So we must write here 1. 7 over 8, it's nearest to 2, 1. Okay, then the result will be 1 plus half, it will 1 and 1 over 2. Okay, my students, understood? Okay, question number 4. Look at with me about question number 4. 8 over 9 subtract by 6 over 7. We must estimate the following fraction and then find the sum using benchmarks 0 and half and 1. 0, half, 1. First, we can find the half of 9. It will be 4.5, and then write 0 here and then write 1. Write 9 here, okay? And 4 half of 9 equal 4.5. 9 here we must find the half of the digit 9, it will be 4.5. And ask yourself, 8 nearest to what? 4.5 or 9? We know 8 is nearest to 9. Then we must write 1 here. Then we can estimate this fraction 8 over 9 to 1, because it's more than half of 9. Then you must estimate this fraction to 1. And then ask yourself about 6 over 7. What about half of 7? It will be 3.5. And then write 7 here. And then write 0. Ask yourself, 6 nearest to 3.5 or 7? 6 is nearest to 7. So 6 is nearest to 7. 7 divided by 7 equal 1. Then the estimation here, 1 minus 1 equal 0. You must write 0 about this question. Again, first step, we must find half of denominator. Half of 9, 4.5. Half of 7, 3.5. Ask yourself, 8 here, this digit, nearest to what? Half of these digits or 0 or 9? We know 8 nearest to 2, 9. 9 by 9 equal 1. 9 divided 9 equal 1. Okay? And 6 nearest to what? 3.5, half of 7 or 0 or 7? 6 nearest to 7. Then 7 over 7 equal 1. Then the result will be 1 minus 1 equal 0. The result about this example. Okay, what about question number 5? Can you tell me the result? It's very easy, okay? Pay attention. Question number 5. 1 over 4 plus 2 over 3. We can write the least common multiplication between them, 12, but he asked you about this question, use estimation. First, we can find half of the digit here. For in numerator, it will be 2. And we can write here 0 and 4. Ask yourself, 1 nearest to 2 or 0 or 4? We can estimate this number to what we know. 1 lies between 0 and 2, so it's the nearest to half. Okay, and what about 3? Half of 3 equal what? 1.5. And we can write 0 here and write 3. Ask yourself, 3 nearest to 2, 2 nearest to what? 3 or 1.5? Okay, it will nearest to what? 2 over 3. 2 over 3 nearest to 2 what? Ask yourself. It's nearest to 3. Okay, 3 over 3 equal 1. Then the result will be 1.5. What about question 6? 3 over 4 subtract by 2 over 3. We can find the digit here. 3 over 4 nearest to 1. Nearest to whole number? 1. Okay, because 3 is greater than half of 4. We know half of 4 is 2, and write 0 and 4. 3 nearest to 4, because 3 lies between half of 4 and 2, so we must approximating the digit 2 is the greatest here. 4 divided by 4 equal 1. And half of 2, here we write this example from 1 minute. The last example, question number 5, we are approximating 2 over 3 by benchmark is 2, 1. 1 minus 1 equals 0. Look at next page here, higher or lower. Indicate whether the given estimate is an overestimate or an underestimate. Question number 1, he asked about overestimate or underestimate. Okay, look at with me question number 1. 9 over 10 plus 2 over 5 is about 1.5. Okay, he asked about overestimate or underestimate. We can using estimation by benchmark 0 and half and 1. Okay, we know 9 is greater than half of 10. Half of 10 here, it will be 5. Half of 5, it will be 2.5. Okay, so we can approximating the result here about 9 over 10, it will be 1. And approximating 2 and 2 over 5, it will be half. The result will be 1.5. Okay, he asked about the result here. Estimation is overestimate or underestimate. We can find the result about 2 number here. Okay, 9 over 10 plus 2 over 5. We can find actual number here by least common multiplication between 2 number. 9 over 10 plus 2 over 5. We can find least common multiplication between them. 5, it will be 10 by multiply 2 numerator and numerator. 2 times 2 equal 4. The result will be 6 over 10. And then ask yourself, 6 over 10. It will be what? It will be by approximating here, or you can find the result by simplest it divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 equal 3. 10 divided by 2 equal 5. The result will be what? We know again 9 plus 4 equal 13. We can write here 9 plus 4 equal 13. And we can simplest it here. Write 10 and 13 divided by 10 equal what? Equal 1 and the remainder 3. So 3 less than half of 10. Ask yourself, half of this digit, it will be 5. 3 less than 5, but he approximating the result, it will be 1.5. So is the result here 1.5 overestimate. Why? Because the actual number here will be 1 and 3 over 10, and 3 less than of half of the denominator, because 3 less than half of denominator. Then 1 and 1 over 2, it's overestimate by the actual number. We can write here overestimate. Okay, overestimate. Okay, it's greater than half about actual number. So in this example, we must combine between actual number and approximating. He give us, if this is the result, he give us more than your actual number, it will be overestimate. But the inverse about operation, we must write underestimate. Okay. Okay, pay attention about question number 2. Question number 2 here. He give us 3 over 5 plus 6 over 10 is about 1. Okay, I will solve it with you by write least common multiplication about two denominator. We know least common multiplication between them, it will be 10. Ask yourself, 5 times what equal 10? 5 times 2 equal 10. So 2 times 3 equals 6. And what about here? 6 over 10. We have similar fraction. We can write 10 in denominator and 6 plus 6 equal 12. And we know 12 over 10, it will be 1 and 2 over 10. 1 and 2 over 10. We can write what he asked about estimating 1. 1 less than 1 and 2 over 10. So we can write underestimate here. The result will be underestimate because the estimate number here 1, it's less than the actual number. So we can estimating here by underestimate. But if the inverse, you get about 1.5 and here 1 less than half, the result will be overestimate. But in this example, he gave us estimate is about 1. Estimate here about 1. 1 less than 1 and 2 over 10. So we used underestimate. We used what? Underestimate. This estimates the underestimate. Okay, underestimate. Okay, understood? Okay, then I will explain it again. First, we must find the actual number here. Actual number between two fraction here, it will be 2 and 2 over 10. And we can simplify it here by divided by 2, numerator and denominator. 2 divided 2 equal 1, 10 divided by 2 equal 5. 1 and 1 over 5. It's greater than the estimation here. So it will be underestimate because 1 less than 1 and 1 over 5. Underestimate, okay? It's underestimate. Look at with me about question number 3. Question number 3. 1 over 3 plus 5 over 9. We can find here least common multiplication between them. He asked about the result here is about, he give us the estimation here half. Okay, I will solve here by find the least common multiplication about two denominator. We can write 9 here in denominator and ask yourself, okay? 3, it will be 9 by multiply by 3. We know 3 times 3 equal 9, then 1 times 3 equal 3. And what about here? 5 over 9. We can write it, and then we can find 5 plus 3 equal what? Equal 8. And write 9 here. We know 8 over 9, it's greater than half of the digit. So 1 over 2 is underestimate, okay? 1 over 2 underestimate because half less than what? 8 over 9. We know half less than 8 over 9. So this operation here was underestimate. We must write here underestimate about this example. Underestimate. Okay, underestimate this example, underestimate. Okay, look at next question number 4. Question number 4, 2 over 5 plus 3 over 7 is about 1. About 1. Here approximating the number will be 1. And we must find least common multiplication about two denominator, 5 and 7. 7 can divide by 5 or not? Yeah, 7 can divide by 5 because 7 multiplied by 5 equal 35. Again, 7 can divide by 5? No, because 7 can't divide by 5. We have the remainder. Okay, and then 5 times 7 equals 35. We can find the least common multiplication between them by multiplication two digit. 7 times 5 equals 35. We can write 35 here. 5 times 7 equals 35, and then 2 times 7 equals 14. We can write here 14. And 7 times 5 equals 35. Here 5 times 3 equals 15. Okay, and then we can find the actual number here by write 25 in the numerator, and then we can add them. 14 plus 15 equals 29. 29 over 25. We can find the simplest form here because it's improper fraction. We must convert from improper fraction to mixed number by divided 29 over 25. We must write 1 here and the remainder 4. Okay, And what about 4 and 4 over 25? Okay, 1 and 1, 4 over 29, 5. This estimation here, underestimate about the actual number here. It's underestimate. It's underestimate, okay? Because 1 less than the actual number. We can write here underestimate. Okay. Next question. Question number 5. 9 over 10 plus 7 over 9 is about 2. He approximating the number about 2. Okay, and we must find the result here by finding least common multiplication between 9 and 10. We know 9 can be divided by 10. So the least common multiplication between them, ask yourself, 9 times 10 equal 90. Yes, right, 90 here. Okay, 9 times 9 equal 81. 10 times 7 equal, we can write here, the product of extremes equal product of means. 10 times 10 equal 90. 9 times 9 equal 81. And 10 times 7 equal 70. And we can find some of them by write 90 in the numerator. 0 plus 1 equal 1. 7 plus 8 equal 15. Okay, and then we can simplify it because we have improper fraction. We can convert from improper fraction to mixed number. Write 19 here. And we know 19 times 1, look at here, to be clear, okay? Look at with me about this example. 151 divided by 19, we can write 1 here, okay? And the difference between them, 1 minus 0 equal 1, 15 minus 9 equals 6. The result will be 1 and 61 over 90. Which greater, 2 or this number? 2 is greater the actual number. So it will be overestimate. We can write overestimate. This example will be overestimate because the approximating he give us 2 is less than the actual number. Okay, is more than 2, sorry, 2 is greater than the actual number. So it will be overestimate, okay? Understood? Okay, I will explain it again. We must, in this example, comparing between about he give us and the actual number you get. If this number more than the actual number, the estimation more than actual number, we must write overestimate. But last question, we have the inverse operation. We get the actual number was greater than the estimation, so we can write the last question here. We can write this word underestimate. Okay, underestimate, it's meaning less than, but underestimate, overestimate, it's meaning less than. Okay, but overestimate, it's meaning more than, actual number more than these digits. So in this example, we write overestimate. He estimation here by the greatest number, so we must write this word overestimate. What about question number 6? He give us 7 over 12 plus 12 over 11 is about 1.5. We can solve this example by finding the least common multiplication between this number and this number. But this example, 12 over 11, we can convert from improper here to mixed number. Okay, he give us the result 1.5. Never mind. First, we can write here 7 over 12 by find this common multiplication between 12 and 11. 12 can't divide by 11. So we can find the least common multiplication between 12 and 11 by multiplication them. Okay, 12 times 11, 12 times 11, 12 multiplied by 11. We can write 12, 1 times 12 equal 12 plus 0, 1 times 12 equal 12, and then we add them, 0 plus 2 equal 2, 2 plus 1 equal 3, and then write 1, the result will be 132. Okay, 132 is the least common multiplication between two denominator here. And ask yourself, 7 times 7 equals 77. We can find the numerator here by product of extremes equal product of means. And 12 times 12 equal 144. Then we can write 132 in the numerator, and then 4 times 7 equal 11, 1 and the carry of 1, 5 plus 7 equal 12, 2 and the carry of 1, 1 plus 1 equal 2. The result will be 221 over 132. We can convert this fraction from improper number to what? To mixed number. We can write 132 in the numerator and write 1, and then find the difference. 11 minus 2 equal 9, and it will be 1. Borrow 1 from 2 here, it will be 1, and it will be 11. 11 minus 3 equal 8. The result will be 100. 1 here, 132 in the numerator and 89 in numerator. Okay, next step, we can ask yourself about approximating and actual number. Actual number here 1 and 89 over 132. Next step, we can ask yourself about half of the numerator here. Half of 132, what? Ask yourself. 13 divided by 2 equals 6 and remainder by 1. 12 divided by 2 equals 6. Then the numerator here is greater than half of the numerator. So it's greater than of half. So this estimation underestimate. This estimate here underestimate, because 1 and half less than 1 and 89 over 132. So this estimation is underestimate. Okay, understood? Underestimate, right? Underestimate. Okay, this example, it will be underestimate. Connect here, write about math. Kamal says that 11 over 12 subtract by 7 over 10 is about half. Okay, and Kamil says the result about them is about 0, close to 0. Do you agree with Kamil or Fadi? Explain your thinking. Okay, I will solve this example by estimation by benchmark 0 or half or 1. Okay, I will solve it here. Look at with me. We first can write half of 12 equals 6, and write 12 here and 0. Ask yourself, 11 nearest to 6 or 12? Nearest to 12, then 12 divided by 12 equal 1. And what about 7 over 10? First, we can find half of 10 equal 5, and write 0 here and 7 and 10. Okay, again we can find half of 10 is 5, and 7 nearest to 5 or 10? 7 nearest to 5. Okay, 5 divided by 10, 5 over 10 equal half. So the result will be 1 subtract by half. The result will be equal half. So this result will be true. About what? Fadi or Kamil? Kamil says it will be about half. Okay, Kamil says that 11 over 12 subtract 7 over 10 will be about 1 over 2. But Fadi says that 11 over 12 subtract 7 over 10 is close to 0. So it's wrong. We can choose Kamil. Okay, I agree with Kamil. I agree with what? Kamil, because he solved it exactly about estimation here. Modeling with a friction wall. Okay, use friction wall to evaluate each sum or difference. Look at with me about steps about this example. One example here, 2 over 3 plus 1 over 4. Okay, I will draw two models here. Okay, and then I will divide it the first 3 parts. Okay, pay attention about step. Okay, 2 over 3, I will divide it this example, this model, to 3 parts, and this example, this part here divided it 4, 1 2 3 4, and then I will draw horizontal line here. Next step here, ask yourself about least common multiplication about them. 3 and 4. 4 can divide by 3, so the least common multiplication between them, it will be 12. Okay, then we will solve it here. 2 over 3 plus 1 over 4, we can write 12 in the numerator 3 times what equal 12? 3 times what? 3 times 4 equal 12. Then 2 times 4 equal 8. And 4 times 3 equal 12. 1 times 3 equal 3. Then we can write here 3, it will be what? 12 by multiply by 4. So we must divide this rectangle to 4 rectangle. And it will be 1, 2, 3, 4. We must divide it, this part to 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what about 4 will be 12? 4 will be 12 by multiply by 3. Then we must divide it, this part to 3 parts. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? And then we must color here what? 8 from 12. Right here about 2 over 3, we must color this part and this part and this part, colored it. And right inside this part here 1 over 3. Okay, and right here inside all part here 1 over 12. And what about this space here? We can write 1 over 4 inside this part, and inside of each part here 1 over 12. Okay, and then we can find the result by adding 8 plus 3 equal 11 and write 12 in numerator. Then the result will be 11 over 12. It's question number 1. Okay, understood? We divided this part to what? To 4, because 3 multiply 4 equal 12. Okay, understood? 3 multiply by 4 equal 12. And 4 times 3 equal 12. Then we must divide this part to 3 square, okay? Or 3 parts equal in area. Question number 2. One over 3 plus 5 over 6. We can find least common multiplication them, it will be 6, because 6 can divide it by 3. Then we must draw 2 rectangles here and divide each of one here to what? 3 parts, and this divided it 6 parts. I will divide it here 3 parts because I want to divide it. It will be 6 parts here, because 1 over 3 plus 5 over 6, the least common multiplication between them, it will be 6. 5 here, don't change, okay? Because 6, write 6 here, the numerator, we change it, don't change it, okay? And 3 multiplied by 2 equals 6, then 2 times 1 equal 2. The result will be 7 over 6, about this example. And then we can divide the second rectangle, about 5 over 6. We must divide the 6 parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then draw this line here. And then we must divide it, this part, 2 parts. Why? Because 3 change it to 6. Understood? 3 change it to by 6. Multiply by what? Multiply by 2. Then we must divide this part to rectangle or to square. Okay? And then next step, write inside each one of them, write 1 over 3, and write here 1 over 6. And then write here 1 over 6 in each square. Okay, write here 1 over 6, 1 over 6. Okay, in each one here 1 over 6. Okay, and then we must color the here third, this part will be colored it, and 5 over 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we can count all part here, it will be 7 over 6. And then we must change it from improper to mixed number. 7 over 6 equal 1 and remainder 1. The result will be 1 and 1 over 6. It was question number 2. Look at question number 3. Three over 10 subtract by 1 over 5. We can write least common multiplication between them, it will be 10. And we must write here, draw 2 rectangles, divided it 10 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we must draw horizontal line. 1 over 5, we must draw 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we can write horizontal line here. Okay, and then what about 3 over 10 and 1 over 5? Ask yourself about least common multiplication. Least common multiplication between 10 and 5 is 10. So we must write here 3 over 10 subtract 1 over 5. Write 3 over 10 in here, and we must change it 5. It will be 10 by multiply by 2. 2 times 1 equal 2. And then the difference between them, 3 minus 2 equal 1, and write 10 here. And then we must color 3 over 10. Here, write what? Write 1 over 10 in each part. In each part, write 1 over 10. And here, in each part, we must write what? 1 over 5 here in the top. And we must divide. It will be 2 parts here, because 5 multiplied by 2 equal 10. So we must divide it. This square, 2 square smaller, or 2 rectangle. We must divide this part 2 parts equal in area. Okay, my students, understood? Understood. Okay, and then we must cancel from 3 over 10. We must color it here. 3 over 10, 1, 2, 3, and 2 over 10, or 1 over 5. We can cancel 2 over 10 from 3 over 10. The result will be 1 over 10. It will be 1 over 10. Okay, the result about question number 3. And what about question number 4? Question number 4, 3 over 4 plus 1 over 3. 3 over 4 plus 1 over 3. First, we must draw 2 rectangles equal in area and divided each of them. Here, 4 parts, 1, 2, 3, 4. And here, 3 parts, 1, 2, 3. And then write least common multiplication between them. 3 over 4 plus 1 over 3, we can write 12 in the numerator because 4 can be divided by 3, and 4 times 3 equal 12. It's the least common multiplication between 2 digits. And 3 times 4 equal 12, 3 times 3 equal 9, 3 times 4 equal 12, 1 times 4 equal 4. And then we must write in each one of them 1 over 4 here in the top. And we must divide this part to what? To what? Ask yourself. 4 convert to 12 by multiply by 3. So we must divide this part to 3 parts equal in area. Okay, and here 3 times what equal 12? 3 times 4. So we must divide this part equally 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we can find the result by adding 9 by 4 equal 13. 13 over 12, it will be 12 in the numerator and 1 here, and remainder 1. The result will be 1 and 1 over 12. It was question number what? Question number 4. And what about question number 5? Question number 5 here. 4 over 5 subtract by 1 over 2. We must draw in the first step 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 parts. And no, 5 parts, sorry, 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts, because 4 over 5, it's meaning you divided this whole number to 5 parts, and we must color the 4 over 5 for it. And then it will be divided 2 parts, because we must divide it to half. Half, it's meaning whole number equal half plus half. And then we can write here 4 over 5 subtract 1 over 2 by least common multiplication between them. Least common multiplication, it will be 10, because 5 can be divided by 2. Then 5 plus 5 equal 10. 10 divided by 2. Yes. Least common multiplication between 5 and 2 equal to 10. 5 times 2 equal 10. 2 times 4 equal 8. And 2 times 5 equal 10. 1 times 5 equal 5. The difference between them, we must write 10 in the numerator. 8 minus 5 equal 3. The result will be 3 over 10. And then we must doing what here? Doing this part 5, it will be 10. Ask yourself, 5 convert to 10 by multiply by 2. So we must divide each part here 2 parts equally in the area. And ask yourself, 2 convert to 10. Okay, convert to 10 by multiply by 5. So we must divide this area part to 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and write in each one of them here 1 over 5. You must write 1 over 5 in each part in the top, and under here write what? Write 1 over 10. We must write 1 over 10 in each part in the down here. And this part write half here and half, and each part here write 1 over 10, 1 over 10 in each part here. And then we must color the 4 parts or 5 or 8 over 10. We can choose here 8 over 10 or 4 over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. We must color this part. And 5 over 10 here. And then we can cancel this. Result will be 3 over 10. It's about question number 5. Look at question number 6. Question number 6 here. 1 over 3 plus 1 over 6. We can write least common multiplication between 6 and 3. It will be 6. Okay, and then we must draw 2 rectangles equal in area and divided each of them. Third part, because we have 3 here, and 6 parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we can find the actual number here by find least common multiplication between them. It will be 6, because 6 can divide it by 3. 3 times 2 equals 6. 1 times 2 equals 2. Write 6 here. The result will be 3 over 6. It will be half. Okay, and then right here 3 convert to 6. Divide this part to parts equal in the area, and write in the first here 1 over 3, 1 over 3, 1 over 3, and this part will be 1 over 6. And here write in this part 6. We can't change 6 here. We write it here. Don't change it 6. Okay, so we must write 1 over 6 in each part, or all part here. 1 over 6, 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 1 over 6. Okay, and then we can add them. But first we must color 1 over 3. We must color this part, third of this rectangle area, right? Color this part and colored 1/3, and we must add them. The result will be 3 over 6. It will be 1 over 2. The result will be half. Okay, what about next question here? Question 7. Question number 7, my students. Okay, pay attention about this example. Question number 7 asked about difference 2 over 4 subtracted by 2 over 8. We must draw 2 rectangles equal in area, and then divide the first. Look at here 4. I will divide it 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what about 8? We must divide this rectangle to 8 parts equal in area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, you must doing it in your notebook by using ruler, okay, and pencil to draw exactly area equal about first and second. Okay, and then we can solve it. It's very easy for you because 8 can divide it by 4. We can write 8 here in the numerator. Okay, 4 times 2 equal 8, and 2 times 2 equal 4. And then the difference between them, we must write 8 in the numerator, and 4 minus 2 equal 2. The result will be 2 over 8. It will be 1 over 4. And then we can write 2 over 4 here. First 1 over 4, 1 over 4, 1 over 4, 1 over 4. 4 converted to 8 by multiply by 2. So we must divide this area 2 parts equal. And then 8, we can't change it because 2 over 8, write it again here. Okay, don't change it. Then we must write in each part here 1 over 8. Here 1 over 8, 1 over 8, 1 over 8, 1 over 8, 1 over 8 each part. And then colored 2 over 4 here, or colored 2/4. Colored this part, and we must color 2 over 8 here, and then we must find the difference between them. Cancel this area from the top. The result will be 2 over 8 will be 4th. The result will be 4th. It was question number 7. Question number 9. 1 over 2 subtract by 2 over 6. Who can find the result by drawing? Look at with me the result here. We must draw 2 rectangle equal area and divided the first 2 part, and the second divided 6 part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we have half here, half 2 part. Okay, half subtract by 2 over 6, write least common multiplication between them 6 because 6 can divide by 2 equal 3. 1 times 3 equal 3, and write 2 over 6. We can write here 2 convert to 6 by multiply by 3, so we must divide 3 parts here about the numerator, and write 1 over 2 here, and the numerator write 1 over 6. In each one of them write 1 over 6. And what about 3 over 6? It's converted here. Okay, and what about 2 over 6 here? We can't change it because 2 over 6 we change it. We don't change it here because 2 over 6 write 6 because 6 is the numerator. Least common multiplication between them. And then write in each one here 1 over 6, 1 over 6, 1 over 6 is only 1 over 6. And then we must cancel about here colored 3 over 6, it will be half. We must color this part, and 2 over 6 or 2 part cancelled from the top. The result will be 1 over 6 is the result, or the difference between two fraction. And what about question number 10 here? Look at here the numerator 4 and 2, least common multiplication between them 4. So we must draw two rectangle here and divide it. The first into part equal in area half here, and this part equal 3 over 4 subtract by 1, or we must divide it 4 parts here. Look at the numerator 4, so we must divide it 4 parts. Okay, 1 2 3 4, it's 4 parts. And then write 4 in the numerator here. 2 times 2 equal 4, and 2 times 1 equal 2, and write 3. 3 plus 2 equal 5. 5 over 4, write 4 in the numerator and 1 and the remainder 1. Okay, because this is improper. Okay, 5 over 1 over 4 equal 1, and the remainder 1. 1 over and 1 over 4, or 1 and 4, it's meaning 1 and 0.25 from first term. Okay. Okay, first here to convert to 4 by multiply by 2, so we must divide this area to part in equal and write 1 over 2 here and 1 over 2, and here write 1 over 4. In each one write 1 over 4, 1 over 4. And what about the second table here? Second table, 3 over 4. We can't divide it the second part here because 3 over 4 we don't change it here. So we must write in each one 1 over 4, 1 over 4, 1 over 4 in numerator and here and the top and the down. And we must color the next step. We must color half of this area and color 3 over 4, and then adding them, the result will be 5 over 4. It will be 1 and 1 over 4. Okay, understood, my students? Look at next page here. Writing about math. Hind and Jihad evaluate the given expression 7 over 8 subtracted by 3 over 4. Jihad said the difference is 4 over 4, and Hind said the difference is 1 over 8. Who is correct? Show your work and explain your thinking using numbers, words, and pictures. Okay, we will solve this example here by using the model, okay, to find the result. 7 over 8 subtract by 3 over 4. We can draw two rectangles equal in area and divided 8 parts, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and then fourths. Okay, 3 over 4 we can divide it 4 parts here, and write 7 over 8 subtract 3 over 4. Write least common multiplication between them. The least common multiplication between them, it will be 8 because 8 can divide it by 4. Write 7 here. 4 times 2 equal 8. 2 times 3 equal 6. And the result between them, 7 minus 6 equal 1. 1 over 8. Okay. Hind said the difference is 8. So the correct answer, Hind gives the result is 1 over 8. But Jihad give the result 4 over 4. It's incorrect because Jihad finds the result by numerator, and numerator. No, don't do that. Don't do with Jihad. Solve it. It's incorrect. Okay, so we must solve it such that Hind is correct. Write it correctly. So we must convert here. 8 will be 8. No, So we might write 1 over 8, 1 over 8, 1 over 8 in each part here, 1 over 8, okay? And we must color 7 part by your pencil, okay? And 6 over 8, look at 4 convert to 8 by multiply by 2, divide it 2 parts here in the numerator. And we can color 3 part here. The result will be 1 over 8. Okay, my students, understood? Okay, now we finished our question. In the next time, I will explain lesson 4. Okay, I will explain it the next time. So in this video, I explain lesson 1 and 2 and 3 from unit 7. We must study hard, my students, okay? Don't forget to subscribe on the video, okay? And I will send you the next video in the future. Goodbye, my students.